Hey everyone, welcome to a slow flow Vinyasa yoga class. I decided to record for you and for myself. Before we begin with class, I'm just going to suggest that if you feel like you might be a little tight, back of the legs, or any parts of the body that feel a little restricted, a couple of things that you can grab for yourself as props. Of course, my favorite is a yoga block. You don't have to have a yoga block though. Anything can serve as a yoga block. So like a can of tomatoes, or maybe even like a water bottle. Like, just look around. I'm sure you can find something that will serve the purpose. And basically the yoga block is just building the floor up to meet you. A strap might be a nice thing. Again, you don't need a yoga strap. You can use a belt. You can use the wrap thing from a bathrobe. Like, look around, you'll find something. And then either a blanket, Mexican blanket, or a folded towel can work for you. So again, if you feel like you might want to utilize a prop for yourself to make your practice a little more accessible, then press pause, go find what you need, and come on back. I also shared a Spotify playlist for this class, so you're going to need a second device, I think, if you want to play the music and listen to me at the same time. But once we do our breathing and our centering, then I'll let you know when to press play. All right, so first things first is we're going to just take a few moments and settle into our space. So what might feel good is to raise your hips a little bit higher than your feet. So you might want to use a block or a blanket or whatever you have laying around, stick it under the bum, get the hips a little higher. What this does is it just gives your hips an opportunity to kind of relax and open, maybe a little more deeply than you normally would be able to. And again, if it's not comfortable for you, just skip it. Scoot that prop right out from under your booty. All right, so we're gonna either close your eyes or soften your gaze. And let's just take a big inhale in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Good, start to relax the fingers and the toes. And allow the energy and the weight of the body to settle down into your hips. Noticing all the points of contact between you and your mat. Good, allowing the tailbone to root down. And we're letting that tailbone drop all the way down into the earth, so connecting with that earth energy beneath us. And just notice how that energy of Gaia is supportive and grounding. Oh, it's strong. Good, with your next inhale, we're going to start to sit tall. So begin to lengthen up through the spine, so that the crown of your head is reaching to the ceiling. Good, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Relax the jaw. Start to focus on the breath. So no need to change or alter your breath. We're just beginning to notice the breath, bringing the awareness more inside the body. So allowing the lungs to fill every inhale. Nice slow exhale. And see if you begin to bring the inhale and the exhale in and out through the nose. So trying your best to keep the mouth shut. Keeping the jaw relaxed. Good, we're going to start to relax all the muscles in the belly. Okay, no one is here watching you in this moment, so just go ahead, let that belly get relaxed. Release all that tension. We carry so much tension in our abdomen. Just let it hang out. Good, start to soften all the muscles in the scalp. So we're going to relax across the forehead, behind the ears. And now as you begin to inhale, bring the breath deep inside the body. So allow the belly to fill and expand. Every exhale, slowly pull the navel to the spine. Keep the muscles in the scalp soft. Keep the jaw relaxed. Just let go of any craziness from the day or from the week. Let go of your to-do list. Let go of any distractions outside of this room. Settle into this space. Allow yourself to come into this present moment. I'm going to take a few more cycles of breath here. Flutter the eyes open. Good. All right, so if you're using that Spotify playlist, now's the time to press play. And we're going to begin to move our body. So it's up to you if you want to keep your hips lifted or if you feel this is a good time to come down off your prop. And if you're keeping your hips lifted, just be mindful. You're going to be the one to decide when that prop comes out from underneath you. So we're going to keep our hips rooted down into the mat. Good, and then we're going to inhale, reach the hands up overhead. Good, bring the palms together to pull them down to our heart center. Exhale. So we're going to take this moment to set an intention for your class. And whatever that intention might be, we're going to hold it in our mind's eye. Today, it might be just to simply focus on our breath. It might be to send love and peace out into the world. It might be strength and stability. Just holding that intention, holding it in your mind's eye. Good, and we're going to send that intention out into the universe with love and gratitude. Good, release the hands. We're going to inhale, hands up overhead again. Reach high, big inhale, exhale, left hand down, right hand reaching up and over. Good, so we're going to get a nice side body stretch here. That planted hand, it can be wherever it needs for you to feel supported. We're going to root the hips down into the mat, keeping both hips rooted, reach through the fingertips. So really feel the right side body opening and lengthening. Feel a little space being created between the ribs. Good, your gaze can be down at your mat if that feels best for your neck. Keep breathing, good. Your next inhale, we're coming back through center, reach high. exhale, right hand down, left hand reaching up and over. Press the hips down into the mat. Good, reach through the fingertips. Really lengthening out that side body. Remember, planted hand can move wherever you need to feel supported. Shifting your gaze maybe to the mat if there's any discomfort in your neck. Good, keep reaching out through those fingertips. Next inhale, reach high, inhale. Good, as we exhale, we're gonna drop left hand back by the hips, right hand crosses to the left knee. Good, next inhale, sit tall, lengthen up through the spine. As you exhale, we're going to continue to twist to the left. Good, your gaze might even start to shift over your back shoulder. So be mindful here as we're twisting, just check in with the body. Any discomfort in the neck and the shoulders, any restriction in your breath, just slightly come out of your twist. All right, it's your job to take care of your body. I do not know how it feels, how your body feels, how your muscles feel. So you've got to be the one to pay attention. Good, we're gonna come back with an inhale, reach high. Exhale, right hand by the hip, left hand to the right knee. Inhale, sit tall and lengthen up through the spine. As you exhale, continue to twist to the right. So you have that same option to shift the gaze over the right shoulder. Checking in with the body on this side might feel different this side than the other side. So always being mindful, always checking in. Any restriction, discomfort, just come slightly out of your twist, no big deal. Good, we're gonna inhale, come back through center, reach the hands high. Exhale, big circle down. And we're gonna bring the soles of the feet together. Knees are wide, keeping the hips rooted. Hands to maybe the knees or the shins, the ankles. We're gonna start by sitting nice and tall, okay? So the navel pulls in, the shoulders open, collarbones pull away from each other. Good, big inhale here. Exhale, we're gonna lead with the heart, keeping the back flat as we fold forward as far as we can with the back flat. Good, and then start to round it down so the chin and the head can relax. Chest dropping towards the mat, head heavy. Good, here we might walk the hands towards the feet. Shoulders are going to relax away from each other. You might even want to walk the hands out towards the top of your mat or out in front of you. Good, let the head continue to get heavy. Keep breathing. Good, slowly start to walk those hands back towards the body so we're sitting tall. All right, we're gonna keep, actually let's move into a child's pose. So we're gonna bring the big toes together to touch and the knees come nice and wide to the edges of the mat. We're gonna sit the hips back towards the heels, begin to walk the hands out in front, heart, forehead melting towards the mat. It's okay if they don't touch, no big deal. Relax the shoulders. Good, relax the belly. Focus on the breath here. Just find that slow, steady pace, just like we did at the beginning of class. Beautiful. We're going to keep the hips pressing back towards the heels. Slowly walk the hands off to the right. So those hands, they might walk off your mat. That's okay. We're going to keep reaching out through those left fingertips. We're lengthening out left side body. So feel the space. Every inhale, feel the lengthening, the space being created on the left side of the rib cage. Beautiful, slowly walking back through center. We're gonna take a pause here, take a breath. Keep the hips back towards the heels, walk the hands off to the left. And again, hands might walk off the mat, that's okay. This time we're really reaching out through those right fingertips. So feeling the opening, the length on the right side body. Good, slowly walking back through center, take a breath. Your next inhale, we're gonna come up onto all fours. So we're finding our tabletop. The knees are gonna come underneath the hips. The shoulders will stack over the wrists. So if you're feeling any discomfort in the knees, you can always use that blanket or towel to pad the knees. We're gonna spread the fingers nice and wide, middle finger facing the front of the room. Tuck the toes under. On your inhale, we're gonna drop the belly. Crown of the head, tailbone to the sky. Good. As you exhale, untuck the toes, round the back, head heavy, hands, feet pressing down into the mat. Inhale, toes tuck, belly drops. Exhale, untuck the toes, round the back. Good, continuing with your breath. So we're moving through our cat-cow. And we're all moving at our own pace. Keeping the focus inside the body, maybe you close your eyes. You're trying to match your movement to your breath. And maybe you'd like to add in a little extra movement here today. So you are welcome to circle through the hips and the shoulders. Maybe you'd like to wag the tail side to side or shake your head gently, yes and no. Shift the weight. So just beginning to move the body in ways that feel good for you. Just waking up the spine, waking up the body. Good, we're going to take a couple more rounds of breath here. So again, just focusing inside. What are the muscles telling you? Check in with the joints, check in with the muscles, check in with the tissues. Always being curious. Good, start to come back to your neutral spine, so finding that tabletop. All right, from here we're gonna move into a twist. So let's inhale, left hand high, open up the heart. As you exhale, we're gonna scoop that hand behind the right wrist, extending that arm long, letting the left ear come down to the mat. Good, so that left palm is facing the ceiling. Beautiful, that right hand, it can stay where it is. If you prefer, you can walk it out towards the top of your mat, or you can even wrap it around the low back. So it doesn't matter what variation you take with that hand, just check in with the neck and the shoulders, whatever variation feels best in the body. Good, we're gonna bring that right hand back in front of the face, press it down, unravel left hand high, open the heart. Exhale, tabletop. Good, take a round or two, cat, cow. Back to that neutral spine, tabletop. All right, twisting on the opposite side. So we're gonna inhale, right hand high, open up the heart. Exhale, scoop that hand behind the left wrist. Keep extending that arm long, right ear comes down to the mat. Good, so notice the right palm is facing the ceiling. Before I move the left hand, I'm gonna check in with my neck and shoulders. So maybe my left hand stays put, or maybe I walk it out to the top of the mat.
wrap it around the low back. So again, does not matter what variation you're taking. Whatever feels best in your body. Make sure that you're breathing. Left hand comes back in front of the face. We're going to press down, unravel, right hand high, open the heart. Exhale, tabletop. Good, round or two, cat-cow. Come on back, neutral spine. All right, we're going to keep our shoulders stacked over our wrists. Feet step long, find your Plankasana. That's our upper push-up. Big inhale. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Good, so booty to the sky. Heart pressing to the back of the room. Good, little soften in the knees. Beautiful, we're going to spread the fingers nice and wide. Check the ankles. We want 1 to 2 fist distance at least between the ankles. So your feet can be wider. We just don't want them too close together. It's going to compromise your balance. Awesome. From here, let's start to pedal out our dog, bending one knee at a time. It's really going to stretch out the muscles in the calf. Stretch out the muscles in the back of the leg. Good. Check in with the body. Maybe you want to shift the weight a little, side to side. Maybe you want to shake your head gently, yes and no. So just taking a few cycles of breath here, move the body in ways that feel good for you. Okay, coming back to stillness. We're going to inhale, left leg high. And then step that left foot up between the hands. If you can't make it, lower the back knee, help that foot forward. Good, we're all going to lower to the back knee. Moving into Anjaneyasana, the hips shift forward, hands come up overhead. Good, so the inner thighs are pulling together. The rib cage is lifting away from the hips. Beautiful, the heart is open. And then check the shoulder blades. So we're gonna let the shoulder blades drop down the back. Shoulders away from ears, good. Relax the jaw. Those back toes can be tucked or untucked, that's yogi's choice. Good, keep breathing here. And then exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck the back toes under, we're gonna move into half split. So we're shifting the weight back, left leg is going to get long. And then those front toes, left toes start to pull towards the body. So from here, if you need to, grab your block or your soup cans, whatever you got, you can bring them underneath your hands. Okay, we're gonna pull the navel to the spine, reach forward with the heart. Keep those front toes active. So we're really focusing on opening the muscles in the back of the left leg. Keep breathing. Good, from here we're gonna get into the edges of the muscles. Keep those toes active. We're gonna slowly rotate the heart and torso side to side, just a little bit. Keep all of your awareness to the muscles in the back of the leg. So notice as you rotate how the sensation of the stretch shifts, how it changes. And if you find a spot where it needs your attention, hang out, take a couple breaths. Right, this practice is yours. Everyone doing this practice today, their bodies are all different. Different things are gonna feel easier, more challenging. Different stretches are gonna feel like that is the stretch. Good, come back through center. We're gonna walk the hands forward. Right palm plants, left hand high. Open up the heart. Good. Press that right hand down, lift through the left fingertips. Exhale, hands to mat. We're gonna lift off the back knee. Beautiful. We're moving right into three-limb dog. So the left leg is gonna be high. All right, from here, we're bending that knee, kick the foot over to the right. We're stacking hip over hip. Keep pressing the heart to the back of the room. Beautiful. We're going to check the shoulder. So the right shoulder wants to drop. Try not to let it. Puff that right shoulder out. Awesome. Start to square the hips. Lower that left foot to the mat. Good. Inhale, right leg high. Right foot steps up between the hands. Help yourself forward if you need to. We're going to lower to the back knee. Shift the hips forward. Sweep those hands up overhead. Good. Inner thighs pulled together. Beautiful. Back toes tucked or untucked. That's your choice. So again, we're lifting the rib cage away from the hips. Keep the heart open. Relax the jaw. Make sure you're breathing. Good. Big inhale. Exhale. Hands to the mat. Tuck the back toes under. Shift the weight back. We're moving into that half split. So grab your blocks. Build the floor up to meet you. Front toes pull to the body. Belly button in. We're leading forward with the heart. Good. Keep those toes active. Bring the awareness to the muscles in the back of the right leg. Hamstrings, calf. Good. From here, we're going to slowly rotate the heart side to side. You might notice a difference on this side than the other side. A different area might feel tight, so just be mindful. Focus your attention where it needs to be. Keep breathing. Good. Slowly walk those hands back to the front of the mat. Left hand down, right hand high. Good. We're pressing the left palm into the mat. Reach up through those top fingertips. Exhale, hands to the mat. Lift off the back knee. Good, 3-limb dog, right leg high. We're going to bend that knee, kick it over to the left, hip over hip. Check the shoulders, keep them square, parallel to the mat. Good, square the hips, lower that right foot down. Awesome, you have the option to go through a vinyasa flow. You can come down, take a child's pose, or hang out in your down dog. So if you're going through flow, you're going to come forward into your plankasana. So I'm going to start knees, chest, chin. So we're going to push forward on our tippy toes. Good. Lower to the knees. Look forward. Chest and chin come down to the mat. Booty is high. So your shoulders land on the back of your hands. Good. Untuck the toes. Pull on through. Find that baby cobra. Tops of the feet are pressing down into the mat. Notice that my toes are untucked. Shoulders pull down away from the ears. Good. Exhale, lower. We're going to press through. Child's pose right up into down dog. Awesome. Let's make our way up to the top of the mat so you can take some baby steps. You can hop. You can take a couple big steps, however you want to get there. We're going to soften the knees, find your Uttanasana forward fold, let the head be heavy. So your hands can either relax, arms relax, or you can grab opposite elbows if that feels good. Maybe you'd rather grab behind the calf muscles or behind the thighs. Relax the jaw. Gently shake the head, yes and no. Good, we're going to release the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, find a flat back so the shoulder blades pull together. Exhale, release. Soften the knees, flat back, reach the hands high. Overhead, big inhale, pull the hands heart center. Good, take a breath. All right, if you're not near the top of the mat, you can make your way there. We're going to move into chair pose. So feet together or hip distance apart, yogi's choice. We're going to inhale those hands high. As you exhale, sit the booty low. Good, so if the feet are together, the knees are together. If the feet are apart, the knees are apart. We're pulling navel into the spine. Heart stays lifted. Good, check the tailbone. We're going to give it a little tuck under. Beautiful, shoulders away from ears. You can take the elbows wide, always an option. Good, keep breathing, you got this. Good, big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulder blades kiss. Exhale, release, left foot steps back. Warrior one, so those back toes 45 degrees. Come up when you're ready, there's no rush. All right, so back toes are pointing to the top left corner of your mat. We're gonna stack, front knee over the ankle. Good, pressing the entire back foot down into the mat. So if it starts to peel up, you're gonna step half an inch forward, okay? We're gonna focus on the hips. So the left hip is pushing forward, the right hip is pulling back. So we're squaring the hips to the front of the room, front of the mat. Good, shoulders away from ears. Relax the jaw. Press both feet firmly into the mat. Good, crown of the head high. Awesome, keep breathing. Release the hands behind the back. So we're gonna interlace our fingers. Inhale, heart high. Exhale, slowly lower. Find your humble warrior. Good, head gets heavy. Keep pressing the back foot down into the mat. Front knee is over the ankle. Take a peek. Make sure it's there or make an adjustment. Good, head heavy. So the hands can stay at the low back, or if you'd like, they can start to reach towards the front of your mat. So try to more lead with the elbows than with the hands, because we don't want to compromise that elbow joint. Good, release the hands. Warrior one, take your time. Come back up. Good. Settle in. So we're going to square those hips again. Front knee over ankle, shoulders away from ears. Beautiful. All right, let's give ourselves a little challenge here. So we're going to move into warrior three. So we're shifting our weight forward. Lift that back leg. Hands come wherever you need to find your balance. So to the heart, airplane wings, out to the side, out to the front, including your block. Good, we're pulling navel to spine. Crown of the head reaches forward. Back heel, left heel is kicking to that wall behind you. And we're gonna try to keep our hips parallel to the mat as best we can. Good, keep breathing. Good, exhale, let those hands drop towards the mat. Standing split, left foot reaching high, head heavy. Good, bend that front knee, left foot steps back. Find that low lunge. Left palm plants, right hand high, open the heart. Exhale, hands to the mat. Good, we're gonna step that back foot forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Reverse your swan dive, flat back coming up, reach it high. Hold the hands, heart center. Good, take a breath. Moving into chair pose again. So feet are either together or hip distance. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, sit the booty low. Good, navel in, heart lifting. Check the tailbone, little tuck under. Good, you can take the elbows wide. Find those goddess arms if you'd like. Keep breathing. See if you can wiggle those toes. If not, shift your weight back. Good, big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, right foot back, warrior one. Take your time coming up. Back toes 45 degrees. Beautiful, so back foot, toes are facing that top right corner of the mat. Front knee over ankle, back foot rooted, inner thighs pulled together. So we're gonna focus on squaring the hips. That left hip is pulling back, right hip pushing forward. Good, navel to spine, shoulders away from ears. Beautiful, relax the jaw. Release your hands behind your back. You're going to interlace your fingers. Inhale, heart high. Exhale, bow it low, humble warrior. Keeping that back foot rooted, front knee over the ankle. Take a peek. Good, head heavy. Again, you can keep your hands on the low back. If it feels okay for your shoulders, you can start to reach those hands towards the top of the mat. Try to keep a slight bend in the elbows, all right? So we're not locking out that joint. Good, release the hands, come back up, warrior one, take your time. Settle back in, square the hips. Good, relax the shoulders away from ears. Good, release the jaw, soften the throat. All right, so let's find that challenge on this side. We're gonna move into warrior three. So we're shifting our weight forward, lift that back foot. Good, hands wherever you need to find your balance, including your blocks. Does not matter where those hands go. So we're gonna focus on pressing the lifted heel to the back wall, navel pulls to the spine, crown of the head forward. Good, so we want that nice long straight line, crown of the head, down the spine, right out that back heel, or that lifted heel. Good, drop the hands to the floor, right foot high, head heavy, standing split. All right, we're gonna soften that left knee, step the right foot long, find that low lunge, right palm down, left hand high. Open the heart. Exhale, hands to mat. This time we're gonna step right on back into our plank asana, booty low, good. Option to go through your flow, or you can press back into down dog. Shifting forward on the tippy toes, knees, chest and chin, or chaturanga. Baby cobra or up dog. Take your time, there is no rush. We are all meeting in downward facing dog. Good, we're gonna inhale, left leg high, left foot steps up between the hands. Warrior two, so that back foot is pivoting parallel to the back of the mat. We're gonna come on up when you're ready. Good, I'm gonna flip around so I can see you, or you can see me. Settle into that warrior two. So back foot is parallel to the back of the mat, take a peek. Same thing as in warrior one. If the back foot is lifting, we're gonna tiptoe that back foot half an inch. That's all it takes. Front knee stacks over the ankle. Good, check the shoulders and the hips. You wanna try to get the shoulders over the hips. In warrior two, what ends up happening a lot of times is we end up really reaching through that front finger, and notice how my shoulders have shifted forward. All my weight is now in this front leg. So I'm gonna shift my shoulders back, finding that more neutral spine. Good, now my weight is distributed more evenly between my feet. All right, so internally, thighs pull together, feet push apart. Shoulders away from ears. Good, relax the jaw. So we're gazing out over that front middle finger. Okay, we're gonna flip that front palm, reach it high, find your peaceful warrior. Good, the front knee is staying stacked over the ankle. Lifting rib cage away from hips. So if you're dumping weight down into this back hand, wrap it around the low back, right? We wanna protect that back knee. Good, big inhale. Exhale, come on forward, find your side angle pose. So that left forearm can rest on the thigh if you'd like. Reach the right hand up to the ceiling, or maybe you take that arm parallel to the ear. Reach those fingers out towards the front of your mat. So we're gonna press that elbow into the thigh, lift the torso away from the thigh, and then focus on opening the heart. Beautiful, so the torso, the rib cage is opening. Good, from here we're gonna come back up into our warrior two. Awesome, we're gonna straighten out our front knee. We're getting ready for triangle pose, so we're activating the thighs. The thigh muscles pull to the bone, keep them active. Left finger start to reach out forward as far as I can go, and then I'm gonna hinge. Beautiful, so that left hand, it might gently land on the knee, on the leg rather. Be careful of the knee. It can float, it can come to a block, or maybe it lands on the mat. Again, we're opening the heart, so the entire torso, rib cage is rotating open. Top fingertips, right fingertips reach nice and high. Thighs stay active, check, front and back. Good, keep breathing, bend the front knee, warrior two. Good, settle back in. Beautiful, we're gonna cartwheel the hands around and down. Rotate ball of the back foot, right palm down, left hand high. Open the heart. You might wanna lower to the back knee. Know that that is always an option. Exhale, hands to mat. Lift off the back knee, three-limb dog. Left leg high, bend that knee, kick it over to the right. So we're opening up the hip. Shoulders parallel to the mat. Good, we're gonna square the hips, lower that foot back down, find your down dog. You have the option to hang out in your down dog, take a child's pose, or go through a flow. If you're flowing, you're gonna come forward, Plankasana. Push forward on your tippy toes, knees, chest and chin, or chaturanga. Baby cobra or up dog. Meeting in our downward facing dog. Take your time, no rush. All right, we're gonna inhale, right leg high, right foot steps up between the hands. Good, warrior two, back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Come up when you're ready. All right, so again, I'm gonna flip around so you can see what I'm doing. So we're gonna settle in. All right, feet are rooted. Internally, feet push apart, inner thighs pull together. Good, shoulders away from ears. My shoulders are stacked over my hips, right? So I'm not reaching my whole body forward. So just check in. Gaze over that front middle finger. Good, flip your front palm, reach it high, peaceful. Lift the rib cage. You can always wrap that back hand around the low back. Good, come on forward on your exhale, find your side angle pose. Left fingertips reaching high, or maybe that left arm starts to frame the ear. Good, right hand or elbow is either on that right thigh, right hand. If you have another variation you want to go into it, feel free. This is your practice. I'm merely your guide today. Good, feet stay rooted, equal pressure, both feet. Keep opening that heart, entire torso, opening to the side wall. Good, next inhale, we're gonna come back up, find that warrior two. All right, moving into triangle pose. So we're gonna straighten out our front knee. Start by activating the thighs, so thigh muscles pull to the bone. Good, keep them nice and active. As you reach the right fingers forward, as far forward as you can, and then hinge. Beautiful, so that right hand might land on a block or a prop. Torso opening, top fingers reaching to the sky, front and back thigh active. Any restriction in your breath, or if you're finding any discomfort in your neck, just shift your gaze to your front foot. Always an option. Keep breathing. Good, we're gonna bend that front knee, come on up, warrior two. Good, cartwheel those hands around and down. Left palm plants, right hand high. So you're pivoting onto the ball of that back foot, just make sure that happens. Good, exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, three-limb dog, right leg high. Beautiful, bend that knee, kick it over to the left, hip over hip. All right, shoulders parallel to the mat. Good, square the hips, lower that foot down, find your down dog. Option, child's pose, down dog, or maybe you go through your flow. Coming forward into your Plankasana. Shift forward onto your tippy toes and then move either knees, chest and chin, or chaturanga. Baby cobra or up dog. Take your time, there's no rush. We're gonna meet in our down dog. Awesome, my friends, we are going to take 10 cycles of breath. So you have options. Again, hang out in your down dog. Come on down for a child's pose. Maybe you'd like to go through another flow. Grab a sip of water, which is what I'm gonna do. My water's over there, so I'll be back in 1 second. Keep breathing, you got a couple more cycles of breath here. All right, we're gonna start to make our way back up into our downward facing dog. Take your time, there's no rush. All right, I'm gonna flip around again because we're gonna go through our flow. One more time, this time we're gonna add on a little bit. All right, we're gonna inhale, left leg high, left foot steps up between the hands, warrior two, back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Take your time, come on up. Good, settle in. So hips are nice and open here. That front thigh is opening to the outside edge. Good, both feet rooted. Shoulders away from ears. Relax the jaw. All right, we're gonna flip our front palm, reach it high, peaceful warrior. Beautiful, exhale, forward side angle pose. All right, any variation here. So that right hand can reach high, it can reach to the front of the room, it can wrap around the low back, half bind. Regardless of what variation you're taking, we're focusing on the torso staying open. So at any point, if you're progressing and your heart starts to close towards the floor, you need to pick another variation, okay? There's just a little signal to your body. You're not quite open enough for that variation. And that just means you're not quite open enough today for that variation. Good, next inhale, back up, warrior two. Beautiful, we're gonna move into triangle, so we're straightening out our front knee. Thigh muscles to the bone, keep them both active, front and back as you reach the front fingers forward. As far forward as you can and then hinge. Good, thighs stay active. Torso opening to the side, good. Right fingers reaching high. Your gaze might be at your front foot. All right, we're gonna bend the front knee, come on back, warrior two. Awesome, this time we're gonna straighten out our front knee, but we're gonna pivot our toes towards the side wall, okay? So the toes are facing the right side of the mat. We're gonna bring the big toes in just a little bit, so we're getting a little pigeon toe. So when we do that, what's happening is the thigh bones are starting to rotate, keeps the low back, the sacrum area nice and open. Good, big inhale. Exhale, fold forward, hands land underneath the shoulders. So we're gonna start with our back nice and long. Good, from here, take a moment. If you want to adjust the width between your feet, you can go ahead and do that. Maybe you want to take your feet a little wider, a little closer together. Big inhale. When you're ready, release. Exhale, any degree. So maybe you bend your elbows a little. Maybe you walk your hands out behind you a little. You can grab your ankles, you can grab opposite elbows. Lots of variations here. Doesn't matter what variation you end up taking. We're gonna try our best to just let the head be heavy. So we're relaxing the muscles in the neck. Good, relaxing the shoulders. Focus on the breath. Let the eyes close if you'd like. Good. All right, we're gonna walk those hands back out underneath the shoulders. So before we continue, we're gonna take a twist. So we're gonna plant our right hand, and then our left hand's gonna start to come to the low back. We're gonna start to open the heart to the left side, towards that left foot. Good. So focus on the low back. What happens in this twist is the right side is gonna wanna drop. So try not to let it. Try to keep the hips parallel to the mat and allow the twist to come up through the spine. So we're not twisting in the hips, we're twisting in the spine and the torso. Good, from here, left hand can stay low, or if you want, you can start to reach it up towards the ceiling. Doesn't matter which variation. We're focused more on twisting through the spine, not how high your hand can go, so no worries there. Good, exhale, come on back to center, take a breath. All right, left hand is gonna plant. Right hand to the low back, heart opening to the right. So we're focusing on the low back. This time, we're not letting the left hip drop. Keep those hips parallel. Good, heart opening to the right side. Beautiful, right hand can reach high if you'd like. That is an option. Awesome, exhale, come on back. Good, from here, we're going to soften the knees, get light on the feet. Start to walk the hands to the front of the room. So those left toes point to the front of the room. Good. And we're gonna come onto the ball of the back toes. Right palm down, left hand tied. Open up the heart. Exhale, hands to mat. Beautiful. From here, we're gonna find our three-leg dog, left leg high. Cool, bend that knee, kick it over to the right. Shoulders are parallel, just 2 or 3 breaths here. Keep opening through the hips. Beautiful, square the hips, left foot down, find that down dog. Option to go through a flow or you can skip it. If you skip it, you stay in your down dog or you take a child's pose. Come forward through plank. Maybe you just go plank back to down dog or you continue, knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. Take your time, baby cobra or up dog. We're meeting in down dog, no rush. All right, I'm gonna switch to the other side. You guys stay in down dog. All right, inhale, right leg high, right foot steps up between the hands. Good, warrior 2, back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Take your time coming up. Settling in. Good, front knee stacking over the ankles, shoulders away from ears. Beautiful, so hands are reaching front and back of the room. Gaze over that front middle finger. Inner thighs pulling together. Beautiful, flip that front palm, peaceful warrior. Exhale, forward side angle. So forearm might land on the thigh. Again, any variation you'd like. Wherever you go, however you're choosing to progress, if you're coming into a bind, remember, that heart starts falling. It's just a signal. Today, that is not your variation. Move into another variation. Keep the torso open, the heart open. Beautiful. Inhale, warrior 2. Good, we're getting ready for triangle pose. So we're gonna straighten out that front knee. Thigh muscles pulling to the bone. Keep those thighs active as the right fingers reach forward. And then hinge. Good, thighs are active, front and back. Beautiful, heart is opening. Keep breathing, gaze might be at your front foot, that's okay. Good, bend into that front knee, come back up, warrior 2. We're gonna straighten out that front knee, pivot the toes to the side, wow. Good, big toes come a little into the midline. Awesome, big inhale here, exhale, folding forward, hands under shoulders, lengthen out that back. Take a moment, adjust the width of your stance if you'd like. Good, when you're ready, release any degree. Maybe take the same variation, maybe take a different one, doesn't matter. Head heavy, relax the muscles in the neck, relax the jaw. Good, if you'd like, you can experiment a little bit by shifting the weight maybe slightly forward or slightly back. And just see how that little adjustment changes the sensation of the stretch. Good, walk those hands back out underneath the shoulders so the spine is nice and long. All right, before we continue on this side, we're gonna get a little more into the hips. So we're gonna start by just bending the right knee, shifting the weight a little to the right. So you're gonna feel a stretch a little more on the inner left leg. And then bend the left knee, shift the weight a little to the left, feeling that stretch a little on the inner right leg. So if this feels good, stay here. All right, you can go any pace. Take one breath, take several breaths. See, one side might need a little more attention than the other. If you want to go a little deeper, you can go into full skandasana by bending the knee opposite toes. Opposite toes are going to face the ceiling. So hands can stay on the mat. Hands can come to your heart if you're going to challenge your balance. We're going to inhale, shift, exhale, lower opposite toes to the ceiling, okay? So as you're moving side to side, whether you're coming into full skandasana or a variation, maybe you lower your heart a little and just see, how does that feel? All right, we're focusing on the muscles in the leg, muscles in the thigh, inner thigh, back of the legs. Just being curious. What feels best in your body? What does your body need, right? It's not about how deep you can go. It's not about what pose you can get into. It's honoring what your body's asking for, right? That's what we need to be doing. Good, we're gonna come back into the center. So hands under shoulders, soften the knees, get light on the feet. We're gonna walk those hands to the top of the mat, pivot back toes. So the right toes are coming to the forward, left toes are under. Left hand down, right hand high. Good, open up that heart. Exhale, hands to mat, three-limb dog, right leg high. Bend the knee, kick it over to the left, hip over hip. Check the shoulders, right? Left shoulder wants to drop. Try not to let it. Good, square the hips, find your down dog. Beautiful, maybe you'd like to go through a flow, maybe you'd like to skip it. Take your time, no rush. We are all meeting in down dog. My friends, we are going to move into pigeon pose, okay? Nice, easy pigeon pose. You can't believe I just said that. I hate pigeon pose. Inhale, left leg high. We're gonna shift forward, bring that left shin parallel-ish to the top of the mat. We're gonna lower down at both knees, so take a moment. Back foot might walk out a little bit. Good, those front toes are pulling to the shin, so we're protecting this knee. You might wanna block a blanket, a towel under that left hip, okay? We're gonna give ourselves a little support. Our focus in this pose is to keep the pelvis parallel to the mat, so the hips are not rolling off side to side, all right? Back leg is out nice and long. Maybe you wanna tuck those back toes. Good, this might be the pigeon pose that feels really good in your body right now. You might wanna keep your heart lifted. This is an option. If you'd like to progress a little bit, pretend I have a second block. I'm gonna bring maybe a block out in front of me and bring my forearms down. Maybe your forearms come all the way to the mat. All right, it doesn't matter what variation you come into. We're focusing on keeping those hips parallel. Good, inner thighs, you're gonna have a little bit of an inner, the inner thighs are gonna pull together a little bit. And then we're gonna relax the torso. Good, that's where the relaxation comes. So we're not just letting the hips like flop, okay? There's a little bit of an engagement there. Good, notice my bum, it's not touching the mat, that's okay. Good, we're gonna take several cycles with breath here. So make adjustments if you need to, right? We are never a prisoner of any pose on our mat. We always have the opportunity to adjust, to modify, to change, to come into a different variation or a different pose completely, All right, so don't feel like you're stuck in any pose ever, because you're not. It's your practice. Nobody gets to tell you have to stay somewhere that doesn't feel good. Good, relax the jaw. Focus on the breath. Good, few more cycles of breath here. All right, we're going to slowly walk the hands back towards the body. So we're lifting the torso. Good, the back toes are going to tuck under. All right, take your time. We're going to move into 3 laying down dog. So the left leg is going to be high. Beautiful. Bend that knee, kick it over to the right, opening up the hips, heart to the back of the room. Good. You can stay here. If you want to move into wild thing, that top foot is going to drop behind you and you're pivoting on that planted foot. That planted foot has to pivot. Open the heart, open the hips. Good. Any amount of time here, whenever you feel complete, you're going to come back to your down dog. There's no rush. Take your time. Good. You have the opportunity to go through another flow, hang out in down dog, or take a few breaths in child's pose. There is no right choice. Take your time. All gonna meet down dog. Good, all right, we're gonna inhale, right leg high. We're bringing that right shin forward, parallel-ish, right? To the top of the mat. So we're lowering to the knees, take a pause, all right? We don't have to rush into this. Back leg might walk out a little bit. Maybe you get a block or a blanket underneath that right hip. Okay, give yourself support. Front toes to the shin, protect the knee. Focus on the pelvis, all right? My pelvis is not shifting off to one side or the other. I'm keeping it parallel to the mat. So there's this little bit of engagement. The inner thighs are pulling just a little bit together, okay, to keep the pelvis parallel. Good, from here I can keep lifted. If you want, you can come down, maybe forearms to a block, forearms to the mat, any variation. All right, your practice, your call. Good, make adjustments if you need to. Notice one side might feel different than the other side. Very, very common in the hips, okay? Hips are the emotional junk drawer of the body. It's very common for one side to be a lot more open than the other side. That's okay. And as much as we want symmetry when we're going through our practice, right, we kind of like strive for that. It's something in our brain where it needs to be like even. Or maybe that's my Libra rising sign that I need balance, but we're often searching for symmetry side to side in our practice, and though that is an awesome thought, it's not always a possibility. You know, you might have an injury or a repetitive motion like restriction or like mobility issues one side to the other, or, you know, all sorts of stuff going on. You know, maybe you slept wrong the night before and something feels off, you know, so just always be checking in with the body. Just notice what your body's asking for. How can you answer that request? How can you take care of your body as best as you can? Few more cycles of breath here. Good, we're going to slowly walk those hands back to the body, lifting the torso. Good, right toes are going to tuck under. We're gonna move into 3-limb dog. Right leg high, take your time. Good, bend that knee, kick it over to the left, hip over hip, shoulders square. Beautiful, you can stay here or you can flip your dog, moving into wild thing. So pivoting on that planted foot. Planted foot must pivot, otherwise you're really gonna torque your knee. Heart open, hips open. Whenever you feel complete, come on back down dog. Beautiful. All right, last opportunity in this class to take a flow. If you take it, as always, make it the best one yet. We are going to meet in our child's pose, no rush. So in your child's pose, if you want to stretch more into the hips, you're going to bring your knees wide to the edges of the mat, big toes touching. If you want to stretch a little more into the low back, you're going to bring the toes and the knees together to touch. Okay, yogi's choice. Take a few breaths here, reconnect. Take a moment, reconnect with that intention that you set at the beginning of your class. Good, and then we're going to make our way down onto the mat. So we're going to recline onto our backs. Take your time, come on down. We're going to bend the knees, soles of the feet to the floor. So we're getting ready for a set of back bending poses. So we're going to move into a couple of bridge poses. I'm going to scoot down a little here. All right. So we're lining up feet and knees, hip distance. All right, so there's a little space, arms long by the sides. Good, see if you can graze your fingertips to the back of your heels. If not, walk your feet a little closer to the body, but if you can't touch, it's no big deal. No worries. Just try not to take your feet super wide to touch. It's more important to have that hip distance. All right, so we're gonna press our hands and our feet. Oh, I almost forgot. Make sure the back of the head is flat. So if you have to adjust your pony, go ahead and do that now. All right, keep the back of the head flat. Hands and feet press down into the mat. Inhale, lift the hips. Good, keep pressing the hips to the ceiling. Keep the thighs active, so start to pull the thigh muscles to the bone. Good, relax the jaw. Awesome, relax the throat. Good, keep breathing. Keep pushing the hips higher. All right, we're gonna come up onto our tippy toes, nice and slow. Start to roll back down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Good, hips touch down, lower the heels, beautiful. A few resting breaths here. You might wanna gently rock your knees side to side. It's an option. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. All right, second back bend in this set. So again, hands and feet and knees, hip distance apart. Yes, feet and knees, hip distance apart. Walk those heels a little closer to the body if you need to. Good, we're gonna press the hands and the feet down into the mat. Inhale, lift the hips. Good, thighs are active, hip points pushing to the ceiling. Awesome, keep breathing. Throat and jaw are relaxed. Good, keep breathing, you got it. Awesome, lift onto your tippy toes, nice and slow. Roll them down to the mat. Good, once those hips touch down, feet lower. Beautiful. If it felt good to rock your knees before, you can go ahead and do it again if you'd like. Yogi's choice. All right, back to center. One last back bend in this set. So feet and knees, hip distance. Good, we're gonna press hands and feet back down into the mat. Inhale, lift the hips. This time, maybe you take a shoulder opening option. So we're gonna interlace the hands behind the back, just like humble warrior. And then shimmy those shoulders, upper arms a little further underneath you. It's gonna lift the heart a little bit. Press the pinkies down, lift the hips a little more. Good, thighs are active. Beautiful, make sure you're breathing. Awesome, relax the throat. Good, we're gonna come up onto the tippy toes. Release the hands, slowly roll back down to the mat. Take your time. Awesome, this time we're gonna hug the knees into the chest and just make some circles. Maybe rock a little side to side, whatever feels good. Awesome, I'm checking the time, but I gotta be honest, I forget what time I started. Good, we're gonna take happy baby. So knees are gonna come wide. We're gonna reach up for the outside edges of the feet. If you'd like, yogi toe lock, peace sign fingers around the big toes, or just grab the back of the thighs. Doesn't matter which variation. Beautiful, so from here, soles of the feet are facing the ceiling, and we're gonna slightly push up with the soles of the feet, slightly pull down with the hands. Good, so you're getting a little engagement. Maybe you wanna rock side to side. Maybe you want to stretch out or lengthen out one leg at a time, or both legs. Just take this opportunity, be a little playful. A few breaths here. Good, release the hands, release the feet down. All right, we're gonna move into a gentle twist. So hug those knees back into the chest. We're gonna let the arms open up to a T, knees drop over to the right. Awesome. Let that left shoulder get heavy. Maybe your gaze shifts over to the left. All right, from here you have an option. If you want to get a little length in the back of the legs, you can lengthen either one, that top leg, or both legs out to the right side. Maybe even get those fingertips to grab your big toe. So just an option. If that feels weird, uncomfortable, you don't want to, don't do it. Just hang out in your gentle twist. Good, we're gonna start to come back through center, knees into the chest, and then let them drop gently over opposite direction, over to the left. Right shoulder blade gets heavy, gazing maybe to the right. So it's okay if your shoulder blade's not touching the mat. Don't worry. Same option if you want to get a little length in the back of the legs, either top leg or maybe both legs. Reach out to the left, fingers grab the big toe.
No.
I'm recording.
Sorry.
It's okay. That's my neighbor. Relax, keep breathing. All right, we're gonna come on back to center. Good, hug those knees in. All right, we're gonna start to rock and roll front to back along the spine. 3-4 times we're coming up into our Navasana pose. You gotta do a little core, you know it. Balance on your tailbone. Good, so hands can stay behind the thighs. They can come back by the hips. They can reach out to the front. Wherever they are, heart's lifting. Good, shins parallel to the mat. If you wanna extend your legs nice and long, go for it. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. You got it, you got it, you got it. Good, we're gonna rock and roll again 3 or 4 times. This time we're gonna come up to the bum.
All right, we're just gonna do a nice long leg stretch before we move into Shavasana. So we're rooting our hips down into the mat, legs are long, toes to the body. Good, belly button in, inhale, hands high. Exhale, heart forward, flat back as far as you can, and then round it down. So your hands might land on your knees, they might land on your ankles, they might land on your toes, doesn't matter. You might use your strap and hook your strap around your foot. Relax the jaw, relax the shoulders. Good, inhale, sit tall. All right, my friends, we are getting ready for Shavasana. So we're gonna relax on down to the mat. Again, if it's cold by where you are, grab your blanket, place it over you. We're just gonna take up space, all right? So relax on down, take up space. If there's anything in your way, push it off to the side. You deserve total and complete comfort in this pose. Relax the jaw, letting the teeth part. Good, big inhaling through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Let the body get heavy. Relax the fingers and the toes. Soften around the eyes, across the forehead. Soften behind the ears. And at the base of the skull. No need for effort in this pose.
Returning subtle movement to the body, maybe wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe you'd like to roll your wrists and your ankles. And gently rock your head side to side. Maybe you'd like to reach your hands up overhead, taking a full body stretch. And we're going to make our way onto our sides. Your left side will be invigorating, your right side will be relaxing. Just coming into a fetal position, letting either your hand or your arm become your pillow. Taking a few breaths here, take a moment. And just acknowledge all of the love and care and healing that you have offered yourself today on your mat. And slowly starting to press yourself up to a comfortable seat. You're welcome to lift your hips if you want to sit up on a prop again. I'm going to bring the palms to heart center. Big inhale in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. And again, like that, inhale. One more time, big inhale. And I invite you to join me for an Om to seal our practice, taking in breath. Bringing the thumbs up to the space between the eyes, bowing to yourself for making it to your mat today. It's been my honor leading you through your practice. Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining me for yoga today. I'm going to leave this video up for a while. I don't know how long, but for a while, so you can come back if you want to do it again. It will be here. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to comment here, or you can direct message me. You can email me, katie@muddyyogini.com if you prefer email. And I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, namaste.